We chose the subject of marriage inequality because it is still a big problem in our society. The men are known for making the most money in the marriage, while the women are doing the household tasks. That example is the most common stereotype when we think about marriage inequality. This is still a problem nowadays, even though this is not how things are right now in our society. With marriage, there come a lot of expectations of people and stereotypes about those older couples. Those stereotypes come from the old beliefs that women are weaker than men and need to stay at home to take care of the children and of the house. Those stereotypes can be harmful and that needs to change. But with time changing right now and society also changing, the idea that men need to work and that women need to stay at home is harmful. Not only for those people who it is expected from, those ideas are also harmful to society and the fight against gender inequality itself.
In the upcoming interview, we are talking with Maire's parents. Her parents do some things differently. Maire's father does more in the household than her mother. We thought that it would be great to interview them because most households do this the other way around.
Okay. So, who are you?
I'm Saskia de Ruiter, 45 years old, moeder van Maire.
And you are, sir?
I'm Maire Groenewoud, I'm 94, I'm the father of Maire.
Okay, thank you for doing this interview with us. So the first question is, who works more on household tasks in your household?
I think I am I'm free on Wednesday, so then I do all most of the household tasks, so like cleaning.
But we also have a housekeeper every 2 weeks, so.
So, and if you have time for it, do you divide the task? So, Saskia, you do some of the work, or you just do it, or Martijn, you just do it by yourself?
No, we split.
We divide it because we both have our separate things we think are easy to do.
Okay, so that's.
So Martijn does the vacuuming.
Mm-hmm.
I do always get the groceries and.
So you divide it more evenly in what is best for both of you and what your best qualities are, for example.
Yeah, and our preferences.
And do you think those tasks are equally divided or not?
Well, I think because Martijn has more time off, he does more.
Mm-hmm. And Martijn, do you agree with that?
Yes, I agree, but I think it's equally. On Saturday, Saskia does the grocery.
Okay, so that's nice to hear. This third question is: do you believe that the woman's job is to take care of the household and the man's job is to make the money? Do you agree with that statement or do you disagree?
I disagree. That's old-fashioned, and we think we are more than family, so.
Well, no, I think I disagree also because you have to do what you like to do and what your calling is, and it doesn't make it doesn't make sense that it must be the man who makes the more money. Because if you do something you like and you get a good in it, then the money comes on its own.
I think that's a nice way of saying it. How many hours do you both work, and do you work a part-time job or a full-time job?
Well, I work 40 hours, that's a full-time job.
I work 32, and that's a part-time job.
And what is your job exactly, both of you?
I'm working at administration on an insurance company.
And you, miss?
I'm a manager in a hospital, manager of a laboratory.
do you think that the positions in your company you work at are old-fashioned to say, or maybe a bit more traditional, for example?
Well, in a hospital there are most of the times the amount of women in high positions are larger than in, I think, in more companies who are more in the commerce than in the.
Wat wil je zeggen?
Ja, even denken. More in the public area than in the
work within?
Yeah.
In the
so
actual hospital?
that's different than a business who has to make a profit.
Okay.
So in non-profit organizations you see more women in high positions. That's my opinion.
Okay. And you, sir, what do you? How has your job? Do you think more positions there are old-fashioned?
No, we are a modern company, and so we have to let the tide meegaan. So if there is a change in the world, we must follow. Otherwise,
Do you have a lot of women in high positions?
yes, we have. We have more women than men on the company.
I think that's very cool of both of you to say that and your opinions. I have another question. Are the male and female payments the same within your company if you know it? If you don't know it, that's okay. But do you know if the payments are the same for both women and men?
Well, in the non-profit the salary is equal. So for men and women are the same.
And for you in your company?
I don't have a clue. I don't know the amount of money from everyone who gets a salary.
Okay, that's okay. If you don't know, it's okay. I have more questions. What do you think about the fact that most men get paid more for the same job as women do?
I think it's not right if they are doing the same work, that it should be equal.
Yeah, if they have the same responsibilities, they must be paid equally.
Okay. What happens to the household when women get home later than usual? Oh, wait. Nou, die hebben we eigenlijk allemaal een beetje gehad. Dus... The last question. How do you choose the vacation? Do you guys discuss it with the whole family, or do you have the same vacation days or something like that? How do you discuss it?
Well, we do discuss the same vacation days because otherwise we can't go with the whole family to our location. But most of the time I think I choose the place or the kind of vacation, and then I pitch the idea and
then it's a yes or no.
Well, that's great to hear. Do you also have like the same amount of vacation days? Do you know it, or
no.
you don't?
I have less vacation days.
So that's maybe also why you say when and where.
No. I think I like to plan ahead, and I want to know in front where we're going and when we're going, and we have friends we go with on vacation, so we have another family to discuss it with.
Okay, well that's great. Thank you for talking with me about this. It was very nice, and I hope this also worked out for you guys in some type of way. So thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
In the next interview, we are going to talk about the subject with Lana and her parents. Lana and her parents do it the opposite way of Maire and her parents. In this household, the father earns more while the mother does more in the house. This together with Maire and her parents will make a world of a difference.
Hey, welcome. Thank you for answering my questions. We're going to talk about marriage inequality and how it works in your marriage, especially at the moment. So, can I just start asking questions?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Okay. Well, our first question was, who does more in the household task, or do you divide those tasks, and is there a special reason behind this?
Usually we divide the tasks. So I do most of the cooking, and he does do the dishes afterwards. And we divide the vacuum cleaning, for instance. I do all the washing of the clothes. That's my job.
And the ironing, of course.
And the ironing. But the cleaning you do as well. So yeah, more or less divided.
And is there a special reason why you do it divided, or
I think it grew like that. It's just the way things work in our household. So when I get home from work, I start the cooking usually, and then we all eat together. And after that, he does do the dishes, and it works quite well. So
yeah, we have the simple rule: the one who cooks does not do the dishes.
Oh yeah,
and that only applies to everyone but me, because I always do the dishes.
All right. Okay. As you well know, probably some households think that it's the woman's job to take care of the household and the children, and the man's to make the money and pay the rent. What do you think of that?
I think it should be the other way around.
We have both jobs, obviously, and we take care of things together. And I think we divide it quite well.
Equally?
Equally,
no,
yeah, more or less.
I don't think it's actually divided equally. I think you do more in the household.
Yeah, maybe that's true.
But you work less.
Groceries.
Yeah.
During the week. Yeah, in the weekend most of the times together. So yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. Like he's just said that the household is a bit more of your responsibility, maybe. Does this reflect in how many hours you two both work? Do you work part-time, full-time?
I do work part-time, so 32 hours a week. And you work full-time?
I work full-time, which is about 40 hours a week.
Yeah, and on Wednesday I'm at home, and then I'm doing shopping, grocery shopping, and some vacuum cleaning and the wash and that kind of stuff. So that's true, yeah. Usually I do a lot of housekeeping on Wednesday, so yeah.
If this is not too personal of a question, what's your job from the both of you?
I'm a research technician at the hospital.
Oh, really? Isn't that hard with COVID going around?
Well, it's hard, but I can go to the hospital because I work with patients. So patients who have certain illnesses, they have to be followed during treatment, for instance. And that's what I do. So I measure certain molecules in blood or in urine, and then we can see how the patients are doing. So that's very important also during this time. Yeah. And I have to do it in a hospital because I don't have a laboratory here at home. So yeah, I have to do my work. Yeah.
And your husband?
My work isn't nearly that interesting. I work as a software consultant in the insurance industry.
Oh, it's so interesting.
Thank you.
At your job, do you think that your job is old-fashioned, like the position of the man is like the boss and the position of the woman is like more secretary, or do you think it's the woman can also be the boss?
I have a boss who is actually female, so she's a female professor. Nowadays, it's still the case that there are less female professors than there are male professors. But I think in my group there are as many males as there are females, and we do the same jobs, and we get paid the same rates.
All right. And
we actually have a leadership team consisting of 6 men, 6 grumpy old men, well, at least one. So that is not equal at all. But when you look at the lower ranks, there are not exactly equal amounts of women and men. Men are still overactive in the IT industry, but they are getting paid quite the same.
all right. And there, as you know, there are places where women get paid less. What do you think about that? The fact that
I think that's unfair. If you have the same qualities, then you should earn the same amount of money.
Yeah, true. I agree with that.
All right. As you said, you do the cooking, but if something happens at work and you can't be on time to do the cooking, what happens then?
Usually,
the whole household is in disarray. We don't know what to do. We don't know where the groceries are. We're running around like headless chickens. No, I do the cooking. That's no problem at all.
You actually can cook, so that's a good thing.
That's nice. Okay. Well, we also have the question: who has the most free time on their hands to read books or to do stuff?
I think that is me. Yeah. So I work part-time, and Wednesday I'm free to do household tasks, but also some things for myself, obviously. So yeah.
Okay. And when you decide to...
Really?
Okay.
Sorry.
And when it's time to decide things, like going on a vacation, do you guys discuss it with the whole family, or does like one take charge and decide we're going here?
Usually we discuss that together. Yeah.
So like equal say.
Yeah, equal say, I would say. Yeah.
Almost equal say.
Okay. And do you also say, for instance, for the food every night, that you decide that together, or does one decide that?
Yeah, you actually almost always decide that, and that's only because we usually don't have any input on that. We eat almost everything. That's also not true.
I eat everything, but
yeah.
okay. Yeah.
It's really hard to decide what to eat every night. So you're quite good at that.
Yeah, that's my special skill.
Yeah. By the way, we're also clients of HelloFresh, and that we do decide together.
Yeah. Okay. I think we have all the questions we need, and it sounds like it's actually really fair, divided fairly.
Great.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
So thank you for doing this. We're very grateful.
When talking about gender inequality and stereotypes in marriage, there's always said a lot about women. But not only women suffer from those stereotypes. The idea that only a woman can stay at home and take care of the house and or children is harmful to men. People sometimes see the stay-at-home dad as less of a man or not even a man at all, only because he takes care of the house more than his partner. The stereotypes go both ways. It doesn't apply to women. Gender inequality is a struggle on both sides of the spectrum. We thank you for watching our video about marriage inequality.